I was just sitting up here and I want to tell y'all a little story. So, it was last year actually, in the middle of the pandemic, right? It was like June of 2020. And I, was it June of 2020? It was July of 2020. And I was riding around. I had this 2003 Mitsubishi Montero Sport, and it was having some problems. And at that time, I had just started a new job, and I needed a new car really bad. But the job that I got, I actually took a pay cut to do the job, so I wasn't even making enough money to get a car really and maintain like my house, my bills, insurance and all that stuff. So I was like really stressed out. My car would just, my car was having so many problems. The wheel bearing, um, one of the belts, what else? The engine light came on. Like, it was so many things. And I was like, God, I need a new car. And a part of me, I was like, maybe I just wanted a new car because I was tired of riding around in my humdinger. But for real, it was time for me to get a new car. It was time for me to believe for a new car. And so I started applying for loans. And I applied everywhere. The first place I went to was to CarMax. And my credit was bad. They was like, heck no. Then I applied at like other dealerships. And they was like, no, you can't, we're not gonna loan you a car. So then I went to one of these places where, and my credit was like 615. Everybody was coming back. Some of the credit bureaus was saying like your credit is 580 something. And I hadn't checked it in a while. I did check it. I think I checked it with Credit Karma, but y'all know how Credit Karma does with your credit score. It's like it's something like 580 something. And so I was like, how am I gonna get this car? I don't have any savings. I didn't have anything saved up to get the car. I didn't have nobody to co-sign for me, and my credit was bad. So I was like, I'm gonna have to get me like a little another clunker. But I just kept believing and kept believing. God kept telling me, no, keep looking for the car that you want. Keep looking. So I kept looking, and I was getting so discouraged because like every time I would apply for a car, I would get denied. They was like, your credit is bad, your debt to income ratio is not good enough, and your credit, the money you make is not enough. So I went to one of these places where your job is your credit, and they was like, basically, if you have a job, you can pick any car on this lot and you're going to pay like $200 a week or something like that. That's $800 a month. And then it was like, after a year or two, you're going to turn it in and get another one. It's just like leasing. And I was like, I don't really know much about this process, but I know I don't want to lease. And I don't want to pay you $200 a week. So I'm still going. My car is making all types of noise. My air conditioner wasn't working right. It was just a lot. And I went to this car dealership near my place, and it was like, the sign said almost everyone gets approved. So I went in there, and I found this car I really liked, and I applied for it. He was like, we'll approve you, but the the interest rate is gonna be like 15%, and which is really high. And but they was like, go ahead and call your bank and see if you can get a better interest loan from your bank. And I'm like, why would I do that? My credit score, I keep getting all these rejections. Y'all really the only company that have approved me based on my own credentials. Why would I go to my bank to get approval, you know? So I did it anyway. I went to my bank and I applied for a loan. And let me tell you how God works. I get on the phone, I apply for this loan. I was like, I need to get approved for a car because the dealership told me to see if y'all would give me a better rate, but their rate range is about 15% right now. So I just want to see if y'all will give me like anything lower. So he pulls my credit score. He was like, you have excellent credit. And I'm like, what? All these other places have told me that my credit is like in the low sixes and high fives. He's like, no, your credit score is 724. Yo, God changed my credit score. And he was like, how much do you want to get approved for? And I was like, what? He's like, how much do you want for your car? And I was like, the car's only $13,000. He was like, is that the car you want? And I was like, I don't know. He was like, well, how about we play with some numbers? He said your interest rate is going to be 5% as your credit score. And we're going to write you a check for whatever amount that you want. So I want you to go and pick the car that you really, really, really want, because now you have buying power. Go pick any car you want and tell them that you're going to pay cash for it. And then come back to me and I'm going to cut you a check for that amount. And I was like, but I don't have, now this is me. I never purchased a car flat out before. I always purchased cars. They were given to me or I bought them from like family members and stuff. But I never actually bought a car from a dealership. So I was like, I don't have a down payment. He was like, you don't need a down payment. He said, just get a car that is within, just get the car you want, and then tell us how much you want to make, how many monthly payments you want to make, and how long you want the car, how long you want the loan period to be. I was like, I don't want it to be more than 5 years, and I don't want to pay more than $300 a month. And he was like, okay, go find a car that you want. I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all. I ended up getting the car I have now, which I will insert a photo. And I love my car so much. I ended up getting a Nissan Sentra. And I've never had a problem making payments. A Nissan Sentra Midnight Edition, red and black, and it's so beautiful. And I just thank God. I just wanted to tell y'all this story because God can make miracles happen. Like, literally, I don't worry about nothing. The house I got, it was literally out of my dreams. It was everything that I prayed for and wrote down in my journal to God. Like, it was exactly what I asked for. My car was, I wasn't sold on a specific color, but it was everything that I wanted as far as like the interior and everything. And I just want to tell y'all, God is real and God will do what you want him to do. He will change your situation in a moment. Like, my credit, and the thing about it is after he ran my credit, I went and ran my credit and it was still in the sixes. And I was like, how is he seeing 724? They sent me a letter in the mail and was like, your credit is excellent. And, the interest rate is really low. We're so happy to be serving you with this auto loan. And I'm like, what? Y'all, God is good. That's all I wanted to say. If you're down and out, I'm telling you, God will change things around for you. He is with it. He's with the crazy faith stuff. He is really with it. If you with it, he's with it. Anyway, love y'all so much. See you in the next video.